our decisions.
All right. We'll now move to item 5C, which is discuss and assess current refuge collection services and consider pursuing potential privatization by franchise agreement for city residential and commercial refuge collection services.
There's really no presentation on item 5C, but another opportunity to ask either Republic or members of the staff or myself general questions about anything related to this topic, how we proceed, not proceed, specific questions about operations, maintenance, the vehicles, employees, etc. So I'll just, with that, Mayor, just kind of open it up for general discussion.
I have a question with regard, the property I live on is grandfathered in where the fence is about a foot from the street, which is very unusual. So there's not room to put a cart in a front yard. Okay, without coming through a fence and a gate. In my case, and there may be others, I'm not familiar with a whole lot of grandfathered fences and stuff in the city, but would we be able to negotiate the location of the roll-off dumpster? The rolling dumpster, or is it, what kind of scenario am I gonna be faced with?
I just want, is your driveway not at the side instead of?
It is, yeah, but it's not the front where I'm thinking most of them are gonna wanna be placed.
It does not have to be at the driveway, it can be anywhere.
Well, the driveway would be a fine location, but the front is like a foot. The fence is a foot from East Alabama Avenue. And if it was placed on East Alabama Avenue, if the wind ever caught it, it would be down, it would probably roll 100 yards down the street.
Yeah, so we know that there's going to be some homes that are obviously set up different than others, right? There's neighborhoods that are cookie cutter and there's neighborhoods that aren't. So when I say your polycart goes to the driveway, it doesn't have to be actually sitting on the corner of the driveway. What my point was, wherever your driveway is where the service is going to be. It may be 7 feet off your driveway, 10 feet off your driveway, but that's just where the service is going to be. It doesn't have to be on the curb of the driveway. That's just the way we explain what portion of the home it's going to be serviced. So if your driveway happens to be on a side street, but all your neighbors are on, we don't have any expectation that somebody is going to drag that cart 75 feet around their home, right? We're going to be picking up that cart somewhere by where that driveway hits the road.
There it is, okay.
Because that's how you're going to get that cart out. You're not going to be expected to go down the driveway and then go around the corner with your cart. So the expectation is you wheel it down your driveway, and somewhere on that street within a normal distance is going to be your service. It doesn't have to be on the driveway. But you will not have to drag that cart around just because you have, because I understand how I understand what you're saying about, your neighbors are going to be all over here, and then you're going to be the lone survivor right here. We'll get that cart, right? We use the driveways just as a point to where everybody has a driveway normally, right? So if your driveway was in the alley, then we don't have anybody. The expectation is you're not going to drag that cart across your lawn, across your landscape, things like that. It's going to be on improved surface, which is why I use the driveway as an example. Doesn't have to be exactly on it, but we will get your cart.
Okay. Thank you.
Since most of these are gonna be, we're gonna go, a lot of homes will be taking their garbage out to the very front. Is there much of an issue with refuge spilling or blowing out of these carts as they're tipped and winding up in the front yard rather than the alley?
So short answer, there shouldn't be, right? So everyone should be bagging their trash. So the only time you're going to get loose debris blowing around is when people are throwing their items in their cart, like an empty fast food cup. something that if your garbage is not bundled, then we all know how our winds are around here. There is no guarantee that a loose piece of trash in a cart is going to catch some wind. Now, is that guy going to dump that cart and bags are going to be falling out? 9 times out of 10, no, unless that thing is just super snow coning at the top. Normally, it's a pretty seamless and clean process. There's always going to be wind, and that's just something we all have to deal with out here, right? We deal with it today. We're always going to deal with it. I would be more apt to say that there is probably more empty beer cans and feed sacks flying out of the back of pickup trucks than garbage falling out of garbage trucks, right? That would be my guess. So the answer is it can happen, but typically it doesn't if you're bagging your trash. Your garbage should always be bagged.
One of my concerns is the indefiniteness of this decision. If we sell all of our assets, it's theoretically impossible to ever get back into refuse. So, and I know these terms have to be negotiated, but what are the rate guarantees?
Sure. Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so in front of you, you've got the binder that I sent, right? So in there is I showed you there's no guesswork, right? The rates are set for 10 years. So you and everyone, right? It's going to be public record. So you and everyone will know what's going to happen from whatever day 1 is through, whatever 365 times 10 is. From day 1 to the end of year 10, there's no guesswork because there's nothing hidden, right? There's not going to be any reason. Now look, and this is really deep into the weeds. I don't see it happening, but the only thing that could ever change is if we go through what we went through years ago and fuel just goes absolutely crazy. Then I'm going to have to come in here and ask you guys for, it'll be in the contract to have a fuel clause. I don't think it's going to happen, but look, you asked me, I'm going to be honest with you, right? That's the only thing that's going to happen. And if it does. Other than that, I'm never going to be in here asking for anything than what's in there.
Natural gas is your fuel. Didn't I see that? Or what do y'all use? Butane, propane?
Yeah, we don't have any CNG trucks here, so that's just on the company portfolio telling you that we have a strong push to move to CNG, and we are slowly, but we don't have any CNG here yet.
Any other questions?
And Mayor, if I will, I'm sorry. So I just want to piggyback real quick, Mr. Cherry, because I don't like anybody to have any questions in their head, right? So, we take our people seriously and we take your people seriously. We take your community seriously, right? So that's what I wanted to kind of drive home today is the security that you get with us, right? So we, being the second largest in the nation, we're never going to be bought out, right? We're not for sale. Can't be at this point, right? The government probably wouldn't allow it. So we're here. We're not going anywhere. We started out as BFI and we became Allied Waste, and some of you might have known Duncan years ago. I don't know how far out they came, but Republic is not going anywhere. So the one thing that you are going to get with us is security for the long haul. So we're here for you long term. We're not a mom and pop that can be sold tomorrow, right? We are, we're not going to be acquired, right? We acquire, we don't get acquired, right? So we are here for you for the long haul.
Anything? All right. We'll now move to item 5D, which is discuss and consider possible action to authorize the city manager to negotiate franchise terms with a private solid waste collection service provider most advantageous to the city pursuant to local government code section 252.002A2 and health and safety code chapter 363 subchapter F for the private provision of solid waste collection service and other matters in connection therewith. Any further questions?
Mayor, I would like to say, is it possible for us to, postpone this decision to get some feedback from the community? If we give the city manager the, negotiation, rights to make a contract with these people, could we just have a little more time, maybe the next meeting or another call meeting to get some feedback from the community?
So you're saying, Councilman, to go ahead and give the city manager the authority to start the negotiation process with Republic on this program, while at the same time, doing what we need to do to educate the community?
No, I would like to see if we could just wait on giving you the permission to go out and seek a contract, whatever. Let us get some feedback from the community. I don't know. I don't think that me and us right here have the say so for the whole community. I mean, I don't know unless.
This only gives him the right to negotiate a contract. It doesn't say that we're going.
Oh,
with
we're
it.
going to. Oh,
Right, we'll negotiate a contract in good faith, we'll sit down and,
It'll come back
try to
us
have
again
something
before-
back
Okay. All
in
right.
black and white by the January meeting. If not, we can
Okay.
maybe call a special meeting. If we can get somewhere where the terms are advantageous to both parties, then, maybe we're good to go. Y'all have the last say on it.
Okay.
If we
We'll
can't,
have
then
that.
we can't, and then
Okay.
we proceed forward in another direction,
All right,
maybe,
maybe I just
but it's not tying us to anything at this
Okay.
moment, just giving me authority to sit down and work out a contract that you guys would have the last say so on. We'll bring it back sometime in January, and
Okay.
then at that point, it's yay or nay, for sure.
Okay. All right.
So that's, in the meantime, we can speak to our constituents, put things out on social media if you'd like to have a town hall meeting of some sort, to get some community feedback. We can take that time as well to try to educate.
Okay.
I would move that we authorize city manager to discuss and negotiate a potential contract with Republic Waste.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Now I'm gonna call for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion. Do we adjourn?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sir? I'll be in touch.